Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So happy Wisdom and Wealth Day. Happy Wisdom and Wealth. This is the Wisdom and Wealth series. If you are new here, my name is Lanisha Marie, aka the Fly Coach, and that stands for Fulfilling Living Year-Round. Oh, I forgot to do the move, y'all. It stands for Fulfilling Living Year-Round because the goal is to thrive in every area of life. That's spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and professionally. But what is Wisdom and Wealth all about? Wisdom and Wealth, the Wisdom and Wealth series is basically, first and foremost, in order to create wealth, you have to use wisdom. You have to use discernment. In order to maintain it and sustain it beyond future generations, you have to use wisdom and wealth in order to set it up correctly, in order for it to outlast you. And so that is what the Wisdom and Wealth series is all about. And today, we are talking about why most entrepreneurs are still employees. Okay, but the goal when we have these conversations is to start shifting our mindsets so that way we can start taking different actions to get different results. Okay, and a lot of employees think, or a lot of entrepreneurs, I should say, when they start a business, they think that they are on the road to freedom. But most are still trading hours for dollars. And not only that, they're doing all the work themselves. The biggest question that I want to ask and talk about, or this topic is going to be about today, is that if your business stops earning when you stop working, then that is not freedom. It is just a different version of a job. And so for the individuals that are like, Lanisha, I want to create time freedom. I want to create personal freedom. I want to create financial freedom. It means that you're going to have to do some different things. And this is why that shift from employee to entrepreneur, it takes some work. It takes some mindset shifts. It takes systems and other things that we're going to talk about today on this very, very short, in this very short conversation. But it takes some shifts, okay? So today what we're going to talk about is why wealth actually comes from leverage and how you can stop being the worker bee all the time. If you truly desire to own your own business, it starts by being the architect, the one who actually designs it, okay? So if this sounds like you, if you are the one that has to do all the work, if you don't show up, then none of the work happens and you don't get paid, then stick around. Stick with this conversation, okay? Because when I first started working in business, so I tell individuals my initial retirement plan was going to be my HR consulting firm. I knew HR was my background. I was good at it. I thought I was going to stay working in HR. And I knew that when it came time for me to retire, that I would just become an HR consultant. But when I started it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm my own boss. I control my own schedule. Yeah, that's great. But is that truly freedom? Because what I had to realize is that if I didn't keep getting clients, if I didn't keep getting contracts, then the money would not be there. Okay. And at the end of the day, it was like, okay, yeah, instead of one paycheck, yeah, I could get paid multiple ways, but I had to show up. It required me to constantly show up. Hey, if you're coming in, let me know so that I know who's here. And so this is a trap that a lot of new entrepreneurs get stuck in, is that they think that as long as that you have the business, then that means that, oh my goodness, I'm automatically going to have freedom. But that's not the case, because as long as you are the business, you are always going to be on the clock. And when it really started to shift for me was when I said, okay, wait a minute, because at some point in time, I don't want to have to always show up for my HR clients, because your girl wants to be a digital nomad. I want to work anywhere, anytime. I want to do all the things. And while I have built my business so that I can take it on the go with me, that wasn't the case when I first started. And so it's like, if I have to always show up to do the work, then I'm always going to be on the clock and I'm still going to be an employee. I'm just an employee for myself. But true business owners means that when you step away, the business does not stop. And so busyness, a lot of individuals that are even doing business, they'll say, okay, well, I'm super busy. I'm getting the work done. But busyness can be a false badge, because without that leverage, again, it's a pretty cage. Okay. It may not be the employment that you're used to, but it's still very much a cage, and it is not anywhere near freedom. Okay. So this is what we want to talk about today, because this is something that high achievers especially deal with, because you want to be busy, you want to be productive, you're doing all of the things. You don't want to be lazy, right? But at the end of the day, it's a design problem. Again, if you have to always show up. So let's talk about these 3 quick things of how we can start shifting and how we can start leveraging, so we can hop off of here. But we want to get this information so we can start shifting our mindsets, because understand that true wealth is not built by working harder. Yes, it's built by working smarter, but how do you work smarter? You work smarter by multiplying the impact of what you are already doing. And so when it comes to leverage, when it comes to leverage, you do it in a couple of different ways. Number one, you do this through people. Whether you are training, you delegate the work, you are empowering the team so that they can operate without constant supervision, that is leverage. Because that means if you step away, that the system is still able to run. Number two, you implement processes, but not just any process, automate it. Automate those repetitive tasks. If you are always sending a client onboarding email, if you're always sending booking confirmations, if you're always sending the same emails and things, automate it. Automate those processes, so then that way you can remove yourself out of the system, or get a VA that can do it. Number three, you want to make sure that you have a product or a platform that creates offers that you can sell without you having to always show up. You want it to run without you. See, some people get nervous about a business running without them because they think that, am I going to be important anymore? Do I have value anymore? And honestly, that is the symptom of imposter syndrome. But yes, if you create that business to be able to run without you and you are still making money, then that is when you start stepping into that true business owner, okay? But a couple of things, whether it's digital products, memberships, whatever it is, like I do with even travel, if I have to do the booking, the travel booking, that is me still operating as an employee, because I'm still trading my hours for dollars. But by owning my own travel agency, and by being able to leverage the time, the talent, the resources of other agents, I don't have to always show up to do the work to get paid. And that is what it is all about. Because where we want to start making that shift is moving beyond the worker bee to the architect, like I said. Because the worker bee, like I said, always wants to be on the go, always has to do the work, but is never able to step back and rest without the whole operation slowing down. And I talk to so many different business owners, even my clients that I deal with from an HR perspective, or even my coaching clients. I'm like, if this business does not operate, if you leave, then we have a bigger issue. We have a design issue. We want you to become the architect, so that way you can design your business so that the individuals that are working it know exactly what to do, where to go. They know how to thrive without constant direction. And that is the goal. The architect sees the big picture. They make the strategic decisions. They build the structure that lasts. And you want it to last. You want it to last even when you are no longer here, because it's something that you've now built. Okay. So your role is to not be in everything. Your role is to design a system so that your business continues to produce, your business continues to run without you. So stop asking yourself, how can I do more? How can I do more? And start asking yourself, like, how can I make this work without me? I'm telling you, that is a mindset shift. It is how you actually unlock your time, energy, and actual freedom. Okay. So I want you to do one quick thing, because I wouldn't be a coach if I didn't give you a challenge. I want you to be able to identify one area in your business this week that you can start automating, that you can delegate, or that you can turn into a repeatable system, because that is how you're going to start building that wealth. Got it? Are we following? Are we tracking? Let me know in the comments. Because your business, if you started a business with a goal to leave your 9 to 5, and maybe some people start a business and they still enjoy working their 9 to 5, you still want to make sure that your business can run without you, because even then your time is more limited because you're still working a job. But if you created a business because you are actually seeking more freedom, then you got to make sure that it operates without you, because otherwise you just designed a better looking job. Okay. And wealth comes from leverage. It comes from building something that earns when you are not in the room. And so if you enjoyed this conversation, if you need help with strategy, if you need help coming up with what that thing looks like for you, I'm your girl, because I help women create purpose-driven income streams by monetizing their skills, by monetizing their talents, but most importantly, finding the thing that they were called and created to do. Aside from that, I also have that awesome and amazing travel business, as I already mentioned, that is designed exactly what I just said, to operate without me. When you start tapping into leverage, passive, and residual income, that is when you will start experiencing true freedom. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you did, go ahead and make sure that you like it, you share it, you subscribe to it. If you know someone that needs to hear this information because you know that they are working themselves so hard and they need help learning how to automate and delegate and actually set up a business in the system that operates outside of them, make sure that you share it, that you tag them, so that way they can watch and see this information. But until then, I will see you on the next Wisdom and Wealth series. Have an amazing day.